Losing myself and finding my strength, came to the conclusion that I want it all. Feeling that pressure of trying to do better. I want to reach heights, but too scared to fall. Too scared of failure, way more scared of feeling regret from not even trying. That's terrifying. I understand that chasing my goals, I bury my clocks because it take time. I gotta go, I already know. If I want to grow, you reap what you sow. That be the case, planting my seeds and water my base. Yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, I know you grow in your garden, but watch for the snakes. The people that act like you crazy for trying to stay far away. They don't think it's possible. I think it's possible. That is just hate. If they hate themselves because they on the shelf while you create a life that you love. A life that you love. Yeah. Loving the fact you're improving yourself. Decided that you would not settle. Decided that you got the drive to do it. The road got bumping your foot on the pedal. You go up a level. You turn up whenever it's time for you to go put in that work. I know my worth. I know it ain't gonna be easy. Yeah, I know it hurt. One thing is for sure. Yeah. Until they put me in this earth. Before I ride in that hearse. I'm chasing my goals. I'm chasing my goals. Yeah. Loving the fact you're improving yourself. Decided that you would not settle. Decided that you got the drive to do it. The road got bumping your foot on the pedal. I'm chasing my goals. All right, welcome back to another episode. I'm feeling good for today. But yeah, thank y'all for being here. If you are listening on the podcast, please. I'm sorry, if you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and leave me. Wow, horrible start, but I'm gonna keep going. Because I mess up sometimes, but I keep going because that's what I preach about on this podcast all the time. Sometimes you have a setback. That's what this was. I'm going to keep pushing through. Let me try that again. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for being here. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. If you are listening on the podcast platform, go ahead and leave me a review. I got a new way for y'all to support me. You can buy me a cup of coffee. I say this all the time, but I love coffee. I drink coffee every day. I'm that person. I won't say I need it, but I love it. And I actually just fasted on coffee for Lent. Well, not Lent because I'm Baptist, but it's very similar. At our church, we do this 30-day fast and prayer leading up to Easter. And the pastor instructs us to give up something we crave that we just, quote unquote, can't go without. And I fast every year. And I usually give up wings and gummy candy. Wings is my favorite food, and I love gummy candy. And I only fasted on coffee one time before this. And let me tell you, it was hard. That last year, I didn't fast on coffee. I was like, nah, I can't do that again. But at the same time, it is a fast and a prayer. And the prayer part is asking God to do something big in your life, that this sacrifice you make in remembrance, it is in remembrance of Jesus' sacrifice. And that sacrifice is going towards what you're praying for. So I decided to just take it more serious and do it. And it was hard. Y'all, it was hard. But at the same time, I looked up after it was over and I realized I really did get blessed. I booked 3 shows, an understudy gig, and I won a grant. All during that time I was fasting. 30 days. But anyway, that was a long-winded way of telling y'all that I love coffee. So if you want to support me, you can bless me with a cup of coffee. The link is down below. Okay, so before we get started, I first want to say this, that this is a 2-part episode. And we're talking about ego, and especially the fact that you have an ego. And most of you probably would disagree with that, especially if you are a person who has a lot of ups and downs lately. But we're talking about how your ego can actually be a big reason for those ups and downs and how to work on it. So this episode is the second part. The first episode, we talked about some of the obvious ways we have egos, and some of them are a lot more obvious than others, but still obvious. Today, we're talking about some of the not so obvious ways that you have an ego, as well as what to do next, which is the most important part. So I would suggest you go listen to the first episode first. It's a good warm up to this one. And if you already heard the first one, then let's dive in. So let's talk about those less obvious examples. Number 1, seeking outside approval. Seeking outside approval is an important one to realize, and not only seeking outside approval, but seeking that outside approval for reward. the addiction of other people's approval that is for ego. For one, you can't love yourself without being yourself. And two, you can't be yourself if you don't believe in yourself. Bars. You can't love yourself without being yourself, and you can't be yourself if you don't believe in yourself. By seeking outside approval from other people all the time, it means that you lack in personal belief. And this is definitely one that I have been a victim of. It can be easy to feel like you need somebody else to tell you that you did good before you actually feel like you did good. And social media can play a big role in this. That damn like button, y'all, that damn like button is literally ruining people for getting too many or getting too few. And I have to constantly work on this, right? That just because I don't get the amount of likes, it does not mean it ain't good or that somebody is more or less worthy, right? And I really used to let this get me down, and I still do to a certain extent at times. It's something I will have to work on probably forever, but I am gradually getting better, and I have gotten a whole lot better. But that's number one. The second one, being afraid to be alone. People who are afraid to be alone or can't be alone have an ego issue. They can't be with themselves, with their own company. Are you comfortable in your own presence? And this goes hand in hand, right, with if you truly love yourself. And forgive me for going through these really, really fast, but I want to get them out. So that was number two. Number three is only hanging out with people who agree with you. Only hanging out with folks who believe in exactly what you do in politics, in religion, in education style, right? The truly confident person is comfortable and willing to associate with folks who have different opinions and the folks that express those different opinions. But the unconfident people, the ones who can't be around people with different ideas than them, it's because their ego won't let them. They only surround themselves with folks that are going to agree with everything they say and everything they do. That's a formula for no growth. You don't have anybody around you to challenge you, to give you a different perspectives, and to at times disagree with you and to point out that your thinking might be wrong. And in turn, you being okay with recognizing when you are wrong and admitting and accepting that fact. Admitting you're wrong is hard to do when you got too much ego. Next one, number 4, being easily offended by criticism. If you get offended by people's criticism, you really have an ego. And I think this one is actually one of the more obvious ones. Like I said last episode, sometimes we need to welcome criticism with open arms. And I see actors struggle with this a lot in rehearsal. When you think you're doing that character and the character's thought process and their motivation for saying the words they say in the text, and your director tells you that you have it wrong in so many words, I see actors fight tooth and nail for ideas that are just wrong. And they bump heads with that director, and now rehearsal is uncomfortable because of ego. Criticism can be good. That was number 4. Number 5, being stuck in the past. Are you constantly telling old stories from the past? That's an ego issue. All the accolades you had in high school, all the cool achievements you had at your old job, what you did back then, that's ego. Where are you going? What are you currently doing? What's next for you? Constantly reciting and reliving in the past means you ain't living in the present. And I got this homeboy, and I'm okay saying this on here because I would say this to him. I'm pretty sure I did say this to him. But we ain't been in high school since 2004, okay? And he's a grade older than me. But for the longest, every time I saw him, he would bring up this time in practice, in football practice, when he got a really good hit on me. And I'll admit, he did. He knocked me on my ass. He blew me up. And everybody was like, oh. And it was a good hit. I give him that. But for the longest time, he would always bring this up years later, over a decade later. Like, hey, remember that time in practice when I blew you up? Yeah, dog. I remember. I do. I got it. Yes. That was his ego. I still love him. That's my homeboy. All love, all fun. But that was ego. Okay, and the last one, constantly apologizing. Yes, constantly apologizing. And this one ain't an obvious one. And let me be clear. I ain't talking about those folks that just apologize all day for the small, simple things, like that person who you bumped into by mistake and they tell you I'm sorry, or that person who says sorry when they drop a pencil trying to give it to you, right? We know those folks. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the folks that do the same thing to somebody. They hurt them. They disrespect them. They talk down to them, yell at them. And instead of fixing it and making sure it don't happen again, they take the easy route and just apologize and don't do any work. That's ego. And unfortunately, I've been guilty of this, right? With my communication, for example, especially through text, mainly through text. But sometimes I'm real bad at responding, and I'll leave people text on read and not respond for days. And I'm sure some of y'all listening right now might know this from experience. I apologize. That's my ego. And my ego, I would apologize every time. And I would admit, like, my bad, that's on me. I'm sorry. But did I do the work to change it? No, not then. I didn't. But I did make it a point to work on it, and I got better at it. My homeboy, he remind me all the time, like, hey, you got way better than what you used to be. But still, I know I ain't there yet. I'm working on it. And I lied. I got one more. And this is the biggest one. Worrying about what everybody think about you. Yes, worrying about what everybody think about you. If you constantly worried about what they think about you, your ego is out of control. And I know it sounds kind of crazy. You would think that because you do care what folks think about you, it means that you don't have an ego. It's the exact opposite. People who have no ego love themselves so much that they know who they are to their core, and other people's opinions just don't matter. They don't need the approval of other people. All they need is God or whatever their beliefs are that they may have, their family, and themselves. That's it. No, not other people's opinions of them. So those are all the different issues with ego we have, all the things and the ways how ego impacts our lives. And some of these are real obvious. Some of them are not as obvious. But let's wrap this thing up and talk about you for a second. Wouldn't the ultimate version of you be a person who don't brag, who don't boast, who don't tell stories about the past, who don't worry about what other people think, somebody that can take criticism, right? All the things that we've discussed over these past 2 episodes. The ultimate version of you would have none of those egos, right? The best way to get rid of our egos is we love ourselves. We believe in ourselves. And that way we can know ourselves on a deeper level and challenge ourselves with growth. When you see these things start to show up in your life, start to show up with who you are, recognize that these are ego issues. Check yourself when it happens, because these things can lead to a setback. What happens is we start to think, especially when things are going well, we think we got things so much figured out. We think we on the right track and we killing it, and we stop working on ourselves. We stop reading the books. We stop working out as hard. We feel like we deserve a break. We let the momentum we built up go to our heads, and we start to coast. And when we do that, the negative effects, they don't show up right away. It shows up weeks and months later. It shows up down the road, and that's the problem. Think about whatever slump you may be in right now, whatever setback you're experiencing or have experienced. I bet that more than likely you can look back at a few months, maybe even a little longer, and see how you started that downward spiral. And usually it starts when you're feeling good, when you think you're in a good place and you slowly start to slip and you don't even realize it. Failure or that setback, it's a delayed event. Same thing in business. If you're a business, if that business stops doing what made them successful, the company won't fail right away, but over time, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And they're going to look up and realize, we in trouble. Same thing with you. The negative results always trail the negative behavior. The negative results always trail the negative behavior. And I see this in myself. If I look back at all the times when I had to pull myself up out of a setback, it's because I got comfortable. I stopped doing the things required to win, to be successful. We do this a lot, right? With fitness, with finances, relationships, business, healthy habits, unhealthy habits. When you leave them unchecked, eventually that setback gonna come. And if you listen to the first part of this 2-part episode, I started this thing off by saying, I want you to do great things, and how I believe in you, and how you can turn things around for yourself. And I mean that. And for you to turn these things around, you have to understand that you have to do the things now. You have to start now. Start the work now. And just like negative results come later, so will the positive results. And the positive results, unfortunately, take longer. They do. It is what it is. But they will come. Most of the folks who I follow, like the entrepreneurs and the life coaches, they all say it takes about 6 to 12 months to see the positive results from your hard work. Whatever that thing is that you may be working on, right? And that's longer than the negative results, right? The negative results, they tend to only take 1 to 4 months. So remember that. The positive results from all the things you're doing, they won't show up for 6 to 12 months. But the negative results show up in 1 to 4 months. So remember that when you start working towards goals and something that you don't see progress in right away, keep going. You ain't there yet. And if you stop doing the things that you need to do in order to get you there, those negative results are going to come faster, and you're going to have to work that much longer to get yourself to those positive results. It just going to take longer. It ain't fair, but I'll be damned if it ain't true. Don't let your ego get in the way and tell you that, man, I'm doing all this stuff and it ain't working. That delayed gratification is coming. And on the other side of that coin, if you are winning, don't stop doing the things that got you there, because you ain't far away from that setback if you do. This is how the ego will get you. So let me say again that you are supposed to do something great in life. You're supposed to be happy and successful, and it all starts with loving yourself. And I ain't just talking about self-love, meaning saying, I love myself, I'm beautiful, I'm enough. That is important, but what I mean is do the things that are true to who you really are. Do things that will remove that ego and allow you to be you. Doing the work every day on yourself or your business or your goals or your relationships, your negative thoughts, whatever, every day, even when you don't see results, that's a true lack of ego. Doing the work and showing up, showing yourself just how much you believe in yourself, knowing that the delayed gratification is going to come at some point. That is self-love. So that's what I got for y'all. Like I said earlier, there is a new way to support me. You can buy me a cup of coffee. I put the link in the description. It's a picture of a cup of coffee. Click on that and support your boy. I appreciate it in advance. Also, share this episode to your social media and tag me in it, or share it with a friend or family member who you think would benefit from hearing this message. Let's go ahead and get to this music. So I saved this until the end because I don't want nobody to jump all the way to the end. But like I've been talking about for a long time on here, I am working on a hip hop musical. And this song I'm finna share with y'all is from that play, the hip hop musical. And I shared it before, but I'm gonna share it again because some of y'all maybe have not heard it. But it is the opening number, the opening song of the play. It is from the main character of the show that is going to be played by me. He is the griot. And in this song, he kind of travels through time. So, again, this is a musical, so I want you to imagine there are going to be dancers, other bodies on stage, an ensemble on stage, and a big part of the show will be projections. So imagine projections of images that I rap about. We're going to be on the screen. They're going to be different lighting and movement, right? Everything happening all at once, helping to make this world come together, to make this world come alive. It is a solo. It is a solo for myself, but it is a group number in the fact that we are all going to be telling the story on stage. So have that in mind. This is the opening song is called The Wanderer. All right, let's ride out. I look to the heavens like, what did I do? That's when he spoke. That's when he said it has to be you. Wow. Well, all I ask is that you see me through, cause I see the chains on me. I see the pain on me. I feel the rain on me. And I know what a storm can do. I'm ready. And I vow to break these shackles. At least my family here, right? But not this close. Cause my mother is right next to me, and my brother is on the left of me, and my cousin, may he rest in peace. This proximity is affecting me. We're not supposed to be this close. He died because he couldn't breathe, and she died because she couldn't breathe. We never smelled this smell. Fresh air got stolen by dead relatives and disease. We not supposed to be this close. Like, how did 400 fit on this boat? The dead ones and the sick ones get thrown overboard with no remorse. I saw when they didn't float. And this trauma is hereditary, gets passed down through generations over centuries. Their ancestors were so sick and so nauseous. Ain't no swimming pools in the hood. Black folks don't get their hair wet. They can't swim, they don't like water. That ain't why we don't like water. That ain't why we don't like water. Dry my eyes when I got to shore. I think we landed somewhere in Georgia. I got sold to Louisiana, and my brother got sold to Florida. I still live on, they can't kill me. I won't be no martyr. I still live on, they can't kill me. I must be immortal. I must be immortal. I look to the heavens like, what did I do? That's when he spoke. That's when he said it has to be you. So I've been living a life of bondage. I've been here for 400 years, and our language is forgotten. It sounds foreign to my ears, and they won't let me learn to read. I know it's out of fear. They know I teach my peers. They know that knowledge is power, and they fear us being empowered. They control us, keeping us down by whipping and raping and selling us off. They too scared of our power, and my power, our power. My power's wanna rebel in this bitch, taking the hell in this bitch. I wanna crucify every last one of them all. I put a nail in his wrist. I know they cowards just like dogs. I make them tuck they tail in this bitch. Yeah, I know it's a hell of a risk, but why is you telling me this? You my brother, why is you telling me this? You saw what they just did to my mother, why is you telling me this? You know that last week they killed my cousin, why is you telling me this? Why are you telling me quit? I gotta do something. No, I gotta do something. Free. Wait, free? What you mean me free? We've been free since June something. I look to the heavens like, what did I do? Please don't be speechless, God. What are you trying to teach us, God? The playing field ain't even. So how are we supposed to beat the odds? The cotton fields ain't leaving. They tricked us into sharing crops. They calling us sharecroppers. It's getting better as I fast forward. They still killing our black fathers, grandfathers. They put the cops on us, killing us with our tax dollars. I got it right for you to be civil. Why the fuck we gotta ask for it? I'm right next to my black mama, black brothers, black fathers, black bodies, black marchers. There's a bridge in Selma. There's a bridge in Selma telling us that we can't cross asphalt. I can't keep my back off it, and even though we peaceful, they won't call the attack off. And my mother fell to the asphalt, and my brother fell to the asphalt. Tear gas, billy clubs, horseback. Felt like when my cousin died, when they lynched him back in Tulsa. They lynched him back in Tulsa. But it's getting better as I fast forward. Slowly getting better, let me fast forward. No. I survived it, I can't fast forward. We thrived in it, can't fast forward. From a sharecropper to a black scholar. 4 letters, that's a black college. And they just killed Malcolm. Then Stokely gave me black power. Black Panthers running on black power. Black national anthem, black authors. Black president, beautiful black daughters. Stokely gave me black power. Black Panthers running on black power. Black national anthem, black author. Black president, beautiful black daughters. Stokely gave me black power. Black Panthers running on black power. Black national anthem, black author. Black president, beautiful black daughters. Stokely gave me black power, Black Panthers running on black power, black national anthem, black author, black president, beautiful black daughters. Stokely gave me